very sharp, almost when we would talk and things, but as I've actually got to know her, you know, it's a different side altogether.
And also it shows that she likes you because she's a very shy person. No, also she does not want to talk, and you tell her, talk. She's not talking. No, she's
Catherine's
shy.
more talkative. She never doesn't stop. You're quiet.
Never. I talk more than anyone.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just quiet.
But I don't know what happens now to you, because now you are not talking. Now you look at it. But isn't it fantastic, this machine? Yeah. And that will talk also.
Have you actually just hired this?
No.
Just in the
a movie star.
Movie star. And most important star.
Did you enjoy the video that you had with the... What did that just show?
Which one?
It's Bride's head revision.
Oh, yeah, they were showing it at us. She didn't see us. Didn't watch it. They sing on a Sunday night. That was all Mommy's friends.
It took about 4 days.
What was it?
That stupid thing from England that you were seeing.
That does not exist, first of all. It is so, you know, that you say, no, again a mad one, again a mad. Everybody behaves like a mad. So it is very bad book. But it has a good title, something revisited. And now the memories are very fashionable. And some of the picture is so beautiful that they wanted to give them a prize. I read it in the newspaper. Because old castle, you can imagine somewhere a real one. All the windows, all the woodwork, all the ironwork, it is everything so beautiful. And the country, the garden, where they go, it is so beautiful. But really, so long, it is not too bad. Because that is so that every week they want to give one part. I think it's 27 parts, 27 weeks. Like other...
Not Dallas.
Like Dallas. But it is, I don't look Dallas, never. But surely it is much better. No, much better, but the book, the story is terrible. Oh, I say everybody is mad. But it does not exist in a family. The young man starts to drink, and it comes out the father was also drinking. And the mother is a lunatic in the religion. The sister is lunatic because she loves the man. The other one is a lunatic because she doesn't love the man. And so on. It goes on and on. You don't know. Poor daddy also escaped, because he could not take it any longer. But some parts it really worthwhile. You collect antique.
To look at the visually to watch.
Yeah, and old castles with all the pictures and all the books and all the really beautiful. Like they would go in. It was also, I forgot the name, where, somewhere in Scotland.
Yeah, I actually read the write-up when they were making it and where they were filming and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think we will, I mean, unless you get it on video, we'll never see it here anyway.
No, it's not worthwhile.
I'm going to be off. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Come again.
I'll make the appointments with them and then contact you and we'll come and
tell them I am not being too sad. When they like something, I am happy. And
bye.
Also
bye.
Very much.
Thank you, my dear.
Bye.
See you again. Bye.
You see. But they think I will make a pink picture.
South Africa. What have you done besides, the farm, Johannesburg? Tell me where you live and all about it.
I liked very much South Africa. I must not say how much I liked, because I started to paint here. I knew that I have a talent since I studied psychology, but I could not do it because, first of all, I knew only in this Second War. I was not so young when I came to this knowledge. But then it was war, and after the war it was all the revolution, and we had to leave because the big landowner was not wanted in Hungary. So I arrived here, and I lived on a farm.
How did you get here?
And we were invited, you know.
I want to hear about the airplane, Granny.
The aeroplane in 48, you know better what type of aeroplane. I think I was flying 36 or 40 hours. We were in Kisumu, in where? In Nairobi.
London.
From London, yeah. From Budapest, we got the ticket from this big firm who invited us, and we got the ticket, and from Budapest we passed Prague. I think in Prague they said I shall pay 5 pounds sterling or 10, I can't remember well, because my luggage is more than it should be. And we got from Hungary, when we left the country, altogether 5 pounds, everybody. And so I could not give the money, but I said, I have a salami. And then they said, all right, give the salami. And so I arrived to London through Prague with your mommy and my husband. And in London they were waiting for us. I don't, the name is not important. And then I was perhaps 2 weeks in London, not more. And from London we flew direct to Johannesburg, and Johannesburg we were staying in a big hotel first, and then a smaller hotel, but very short time, because I arrived on the 22nd of August, and my farm diary started on 9th of October. Between these 2 months, perhaps, was bought the farm, and we disappeared in the darkest Free State. And there I had the most wonderful, most interesting life, because the work on the farm with my husband, who was still healthy, and also the new country. I went to Lesotho, which was in this time still Basutoland, and I visited the schools and university and everything, and I studied some anthropology and everything connected with people, but still to see it and to be able to know all about South Africa, the black people, the different races, different arts, and it was for me very interesting. Unluckily, my husband got very, very sick very soon, some months later that we arrived, and from this time on it was absolutely my life devoted to his well-being, because it was very complicated. He did not know that he is so very sick. It was secondary from arteriosclerosis. He was such a wonderful sportsman, and just muscles gave in. You know, always weaker and weaker, and in the end it was that. But that was 7 years. And So I devoted myself completely to the farm and for this work, what I knew some botany, so I could help, and I worked full time at the farm. Not that only a little bit to help, but from the morning till the evening. All these animals also, I went out to look the cattle and to look the milking, and then later we had also pigs. So it was quite a big farm, also 750 acres. So we had wheat and millet and all sorts of grasses and sunflower, and you can imagine all the machinery combined to harvest, and all the tractors, and how you must work on a farm in Free State where it's very little rain, but sometime in the night also I looked after the tractors, how they go up and down, and others can't drive a car and can't understand much from machinery, but still I could control that it should be oil in and petrol, and look after that in a good conditions they should keep the machinery.
Where did you learn English?
I learned a little bit at home, very young I was, perhaps 16 years old.
Just say I learned English.
I learned English. But yesterday your friend asked me, I learned English a little bit in Hungary. I was very young, because we must learn all the languages. I've learned also French. I speak perfectly German, because the Hungarian language nobody understands. When you leave the country, when I went on holiday to Switzerland or to Austria, a lot of time nobody could understand, so we had to learn all the languages. And your friend yesterday asked me if I am shy to speak, and with so much accent, like I have a Hungarian accent, and how you say it is not so perfect, my English. I have no shyness at all. I speak like you speak such a lot. I don't mind if it is a nice English or not, and this was my luck, because I had to do the business also in the seed growing. I went out to farmers from the first day, and also in Africa. You know, I learned some, very little, that is similar to German, and immediately when I sold seeds for African farmers, I was not shy to speak African. That was also my luck. So I had a very nice friend, and this Annemarie was my neighbor, and since this time we are so big friends. And also sometimes comes a lady, Mrs. Dreitzer, you remember, and the son, who they were also the neighbors, and I know them from a long time. And also all the other neighbors, they were very, very friendly and also very helpful. How I see my husband was very sick, and all the farmers around, they came to help me, because it was big work to plant all these grasses with a special machinery, or also the weeds is difficult to plant. Everything is difficult. And I can see it was a very beautiful time, and I am ever grateful that I could come, and later that I worked here in the head office also 11 years, and then my daughter married so happily and had so lovely grandchildren, and I could stay with you sometime when the parents went away. We had lovely time. I made all sorts of plays and jokes with you. And then in the end, after all, I was also sick, and after all the sickness, at once when I said, now I retire, came this luck with the painting. That is very seldom it happens that somebody has only an idea that he could do, but he never done it, and that once after 72 years. Sometimes they made also jokes with me when I said, when will be ready my frame? And hurry. Then she said, you could wait 72 years. No, you cannot wait for the frame. Yes, I am very grateful, that I must say. And know also that I am still in a good condition that I still can do it. But for South Africa, I am very, very grateful. I have no inclination, not at all, to politics. Not at all.
Okay, what do you think of, let me see what else I want to ask you. Let me think. Okay.
That I am very grateful to you that you had this idea just to make to your grandmother and think only what it means to me. You made all the photography, you made me an important person, and I don't know how. Too wonderful. Yeah, thank you very much. That is it. I am very grateful. And also when you ask how I managed to be in so good condition. At first of all, how I said, you must know yourself, and you do your best, and you work, and be grateful. That is nice weather. I enjoy it. I have some friends. I am very grateful for all the friends. And I never criticize my friends so, but I know how they are, or I know everybody's and myself also, but I don't, it does not irritate me, nothing. I can laugh about myself also, but also I am very grateful that I can do the work, which is a very hard work, this painting. I can tell you, you must have good feet like a racehorse.
Do you want to say anything about the horses?
The horses? No, I had a big story about horses because I was horse riding a lot. I have here pictures also. And really, when first my husband taught me riding, and they brought out a horse, and then he showed what a tame horse that is. He was a first class, a Hungarian hussar, you know, in the hussar cavalry regiment. And he was otherwise also a wonderful horseman. And then he was standing there and took out his handkerchief and made like a flag by the horse. This horse never moved. Then the other side. He went back, put his tail, nothing. He put his whip between the feet of this horse, no movement. Then he pushed him right and left, and then he came and exactly opposite this horse, and nothing happened. Now she said, you can see that it's a tame horse. Please try sit up. And the first time when I crawled up, that really I thought that's also a luck that I have such a horse. And really never it happened, nothing to this horse. He would run away with me, not like his horse. He ran away with everybody. That was from the most important breed in Hungary, very well-known farm, where he bought a horse who had a little, the nature was a little bit too temperamental. But he was fantastic horseman, so he could ride. But when some visitor came, and this horse took nobody. Immediately, the one side you were up, the visitor other side down. And so my brother-in-law, who said he also was a long time in the army, he can ride very well, and he was a very elegant young man. And he arrived and said, oh, it's nothing for him. He went up, one side, another side, he was stopped. And also one young man who was very good horseman, he was running with the horse, was running round and round. And when he came before us, he said always, I can't stop him. And again, a new round, again. And he could not, because it was a very stubborn horse. Only my husband, he could make it. And also I forgot that he also made with the keys a noise in his horse's ear. Also no movement, my horse. But when he was riding his horse, he had to take out the keys because he was galloping so. Yeah, it was a beautiful life, I must say. It was long ago. And also, how I say, I am very grateful for South Africa.
What about your life today?
No, I am most grateful because every morning I get up and I can do everything alone for myself. That is the most what I can wish. That is very, very important. So every morning I am grateful. Think only I could not go down, or I would need somebody. But till now I never needed nobody, and so I am very grateful. A very nice life. That will, I want to tell you what Anne-Marie said, this stupid story, that I went in this 90 to the church. I would like to cut it out, because what a nonsense she said. Every Sunday I went to the Catholic church. Anne-Marie said, that's cut out. That is not nonsense. Because it is also,
tell me a story.
I can't say, because my daughter, she is really so good, and really my son-in-law also, that I can't say enough how grateful I am. Grateful. Not only that I love them, but I am every day grateful. And I live in a small flat which in all the interviews who's made with me, they always say, there it is, where are you painting? And I said, here in this room, and in bathroom, and in the kitchen, everywhere. Because it is really a very small, when you look at it, it's small, but it's not so small. You can make very beautiful pictures here. And my children, I repeat, they behave really more than you can imagine. Absolutely wonderful. And my grandchildren also. I never have a refuse when I ask something from Catherine or Anthony or you also, and you were so young. No, also you are still in the youngest period, but also you went away. We would have very good time. You would be here. No?
What else do you want to tell me? Any special story about mommy or daddy or you or something that happened?
No special story. What it can be? That how excitement it was for me that mommy will marry a South African, and when I saw daddy first, and by speaking, you know what, and how he will like us. But it is exciting stories, but it was no funny.
I nearly collapsed.
What?
I nearly collapsed.
You liked it, nearly collapsed. And Rudolph took it out, that I always use it, nearly I collapsed. But really, I nearly collapsed when I met. And first I heard that she wants to marry mommy. Because she was a Hungarian girl, and she was a South African, and everything was so different, but she really enjoyed it very much. Perhaps it's very interesting that he always wanted to go to Budapest when he was in the army, and to be a major in Hungary. And also mommy went to a school in Budapest, and there the caretaker made for her a little picture. What was, you have seen this little picture, no? Oh yes, in the first book what they made, this scrapbook, there it is. Because it is black on it, in a jungle, or just going on hunting or something. That was very funny. And really she came soon afterwards to South Africa. I was very much afraid from South Africa, first of all the snakes. And that is funny. I was always thinking on the snake, because when we got invitation, and I dreamed one day, but I could not dream a snake, because I never looked at a big snake. But my mother always in summer, but everybody also in Hungary in summer, they took up the big carpet and made such a big roll with newspaper and all sorts of moth-resistant things, and they sewed it in a linen also, that nothing shall happen with it. And it was long, and that I was dreaming, that is a snake of mine, such a long one. Thank you. So I have seen at the farm a lot of time snakes, and I was not so extremely afraid, but they were mostly dead snakes. I never had some out. Special.
I wanted to ask, you must tell me all about her. Let's see what else.
You know, Mrs. Jäger invited me for lunch, that she will come and fetch me, and I shall phone when I finish with my visitors. And now I want to know your program.
Well,
because I can tell her that I can't come.
No, I'm about to go. I just was going to ask you one more question for 5 minutes, and then I'm going. So,
but how you go?
I'm packing it all up. My car's outside, and I'm going.
Where it is?
Across the road.
Then I perhaps can look for a boy.
Okay. Well, let's just finish. Are there any other questions? Any other thing you want me to put on here? Anything about Hungary? Where were you educated, Wayne? Where were you educated in Hungary and all of your childhood?
My childhood, when how I say that, was very sheltered, because my father was a very well-known lawyer, and my mother also gave me everything. So I went in a private school. So private that we were only 2 in a class, and one got mumps and the other got also. Then it was no class, and so also the fever, Sarla, they call it, scarlet Both were sick and it was so. But it was a beautiful pensionat for young girls, and they also gave lessons for so small children. And then I went in a ordinary, absolutely simple, not high school, the first four, what they call it. That was just the opposite. There were all kinds of very simple children, and there I went, and I had a very nice there also. I absolutely the simplest of the children from everywhere in Budapest. And then later on the other fourth, the high school, then I went to a very good school, and there I got all my friends. Not from these first 4 years, and not this one, my colleague in the primary or what is it, but in this last 4, and I made a matric in Latin and mathematics and physics also, and you would not believe today perhaps, because I don't know so much physics because it changed completely. And then I went to the Hungarian Budapest University, which is a very well-known university. I studied there for pharmacy, and I have a diploma for pharmacy and botany. I never went to study in Germany or in England, because my mother never let me go alone anywhere. My friends later, they went to England or in Switzerland to a pensionat, but I never. I always went with my mother. And I had to go with her also to Marienbad, and she had the bath and she had the waters, and I was sitting outside on the bench